Let's take you back to our top story now. It is day 2 of sentencing proceedings in convicted rapist Nicholas Ninow's case. Aviwe Mtila is on that story and he joins us now live from the North Gauteng High Court. Aviwe, so we've heard from Nicholas Ninow's counsel saying he's not asking for a more lenient sentence, but certainly not life in prison. Take us through what the state had to say in response to that.
Almost unavoidable at this moment, with even Herman Alberts, who took to the stand, conceded that this is an extremely serious offence and life imprisonment is on the cards. So, and the prosecution as well, also just saying that there's no mitigating factors that can actually redo the damage that has been done to that 7-year-old girl. In fact, we heard from a forensic social worker just detailing some of the interviews that have been done that, of course, talk to that victim impact statement. And we heard there from the little girl how she still says Nicholas Ninow now when she goes to bed. In fact, has nightmares about Ninow, says that she can't trust men anymore, and in fact now knows better to go to the bathroom accompanied by someone. But I'm just joined by the ANC spokesperson just to detail what's going through the ruling party at this time. Thank you for joining us at eNCA. We're almost closer to sentencing now. As the ruling party, what do you see happening here?
Look, as the ruling party, we are a leader of society. Our interest in this case is to ensure that the United Nations Children's Charter is fully implemented by our administrators of law and justice. The Charter clearly stipulates that in any conflict, the interests of the child are paramount. And in this case, a child who's a minor was raped ruthlessly by a drug addict. It's something that we cannot play with. It's a serious matter, especially in a country where there's a high prevalence of gender-based violence. You would see with the latest police statistics that more than 20,000 South Africans died out of violence, and by and large gender-based violence. It's clearly demonstrated that there's a silent civil war, and we can't keep quiet as lawmakers, as the judiciary, as the executive. And I think a sufficient sentence, even one life sentence, is not enough. You have to triple them to set a good example to drug addicts, to set a good example to gender-based violence activists, to set a good example to all those who abuse women and children in our society, to understand that we are serious, we mean business, we walk the talk, and we are going to act against them no matter what, because 20,000 people have lost their lives in their country and there's no war. So clearly it demonstrates that there is a silent civil war with more than 60% of those deaths being women and children. Is just unfair and it cannot be acceptable. Sufficient sentence, triple life sentences, at least it will be sufficient. We'll quadruple as we go forward.
Thank you very much. That is the ANC spokesperson saying that it's time to walk the walk now. Well, it is questionable if, in fact, the ruling party is serious about gender-based violence. Just yesterday, we heard, in fact, of a little girl who succumbed to injuries because of being raped. So I guess the question is, will the ruling party put in stricter measures to ensure, in fact, that women and children are protected in this country? We're expecting, in fact, the sentencing when court resumes at 2 o'clock, the sentencing of Nicholas Ninow.
So, Aviwe, just to be clear, that is when we are expecting to hear the decision from the judge?
Well, I've been told by the prosecutor here, Dorang Obeni, that when the court resumes at 2 o'clock, we should expect the sentencing of Nicholas Ninow. And as I mentioned, it seems that life imprisonment is inevitable at this stage.
Right, well, thanks very much for that. eNCA's Aviwe Mtila.